I mean, for us personally, that's a massive strategy that we're focusing on. We see tremendous opportunities, kind of from a trends perspective, and the increasing amount of people being younger generations, and therefore being less drawn by the traditional brands, but more being drawn by newer design, technology-driven concepts. We, as an investor, are picking up on that in the Asian market already, where we are building up a hostel platform, and we see tremendous opportunity growing that further in the region. And you clearly see similar trends here in Europe. I think the hostel market is something that is maturing fairly rapidly. There's obviously some deals in the market at the moment that is going to determine where that market is really moving to. But I think in terms of coming up with new concepts and new brands, I think is key, and it's something that we as an investor are very much following.
I think generally over my last 28 years in the business, most cycles have been driven by overdevelopment or perhaps too much capital. I think this cycle is different. Particularly in the US, we don't really have overdevelopment. We've seen a lot of increase in room inventory in certain cities like in New York, but frankly, the banks have not. At the top of the last cycle, I did a loan that was 105% of the purchase price. Now generally it's much more in the 65-70% range, and frankly, on a going forward basis, for example, in New York again, it's impossible to build a 5-star hotel that makes any economic sense without a for sale residential product. Right now, there's no sales over $5 million. So there's going to be a great reduction in new hotels in New York. And frankly, in terms of this cycle, I see it being driven much more by technology, the younger generation, the sharing economy. And I think most of our clients that are sort of younger, cutting edge, thinking about the future, are looking at much more mixed use product. Maybe there's a Soho house, maybe there's some Citizen M inventory or generator or something along those lines, with some traditional hotel rooms, with some retail, a lot of different revenue or income type sources. And that's really what's good, particularly as we continue to move back to be much more of an urban, particularly a younger generation. So I think that's really what's driving changes today, and not like it has been over my career, which is either too much money or overbuilding.